Thank you for joining us this evening here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. We start with some breaking news this evening. So I just want to take you back. So we've been following the case of Frazier Baker. She was initially missing. She was last seen December 4th. But as of this week, she was found on Thursday, or identified Thursday, in Northwest Charlotte. Frazier Baker, 31 years old. And she was last seen again at the time at a gas station on LaSalle Street in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood. A mother, she was found dead this week. Now, the update in this case, police have made an arrest. CMPD have made an arrest in this case. Homicide and missing persons detectives have identified Lorenzo Thomas Inman Jr., 38 years old, as a suspect in this case. And obtained warrants for his arrest. On Friday, Inman was arrested in Maxton, North Carolina. That's in southeastern North Carolina, near Robeson County, or I should say near Lumberton. Now, Inman was brought to the law enforcement center here in Mecklenburg County, where he was interviewed by detectives. And at the conclusion of that interview, Inman was taken into custody by the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. He's charged with murder, assault on a female, misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. And Frazier Baker's family has been notified of the arrest. Again, Frazier Baker, the victim identified in that missing persons case, and the death investigation on this week. All right, so our Jesse Pierre has been following this story. And she's spoke with Frazier Baker's family earlier today. Let's take a listen in to the latest in this case.
A father in disbelief trying to process a week of fear that ended in tragedy.
I just hate that she's gone. I hate that.
31-year-old Frazier Baker found dead in a car left near a church off Sanders Avenue and Betty's Ford Road. It's the same area dozens searched for days after Frazier vanished last Thursday.
My daughter was sweet, kind, lovable, and gave the shirt off her back.
Excellent mother.
Frazier's cause of death has not been released, but her family say a man she was last seen with is now in custody.
The detective exact word was, we got him, we picked him up, we arrested him. That's what it is. And we charged him with murder.
Frazier's father didn't hold back, sharing strong words for the man he believes is responsible for his daughter's death.
But there's two words I really don't say. I hope this dude burn in hell. Because he had no business doing what he did to my daughter.
And a final message to his daughter.
I love you, and you're always in my prayers for the rest of your life. And you will never be forgotten. Never.
Again, an arrest made in the missing Charlotte mother found dead this week. Her name Frazier Baker. And again, the update just moments ago, homicide and missing person detectives have identified this man, Lorenzo Thomas Inman, 38, as a suspect in this case, charged with murder, assault on a female, misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. All right, the investigation continues tonight into Sycamore Brewing's now former co-owner after he was accused, and he's accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. So earlier today, we heard from the Stanley County Sheriff's Office. They held a press conference breaking down the latest on this investigation. Let's take a listen in to what officials had to say.
Do you want to give a brief overview of the case to start?
Just a brief overview. This incident occurred on December the 10th in the evening hours. Deputies responded to a residence where an adult male was found inside of a home in a juvenile's room. Later, deputies found the gentleman away from the home and was taken into custody for questioning and was later charged.
the relationship between the suspect and the minor. How did they meet? What can you share about that?
It's our understanding it's a social media platform that's common.
And how important is it for parents to kind of be aware of, dangers of social media?
This should speak volumes. My kids are grown and gone, but for my grandkids at this point, yes, this should be a huge eye-opening experience. Parents need to pay attention to their kids.
That suspect was located in a car, undressed. What was his reaction when you folks came up on him, and how far away was the car from the actual crime scene?
I'm not sure how far away it was. My understanding, he was undressed. But now, how far, I'm not sure.
His general reaction to being caught?
I would imagine it was like anybody else that's found in that kind of state. But nobody's told me what his reaction was. I know okay. Next.
Small town, how troubling is this to happen in your jurisdiction, and really anywhere, but just how troubling is this incident for you guys to be investigating? Where does this...
You never expect it to happen to rural county, Stanley County. You don't expect it. I hate to say it's more common in bigger cities, but it is just because of volumes of people. But no, it's a horrific crime for sure.
And as part of your investigation, are you trying to determine if this was a one-off incident or if this potentially could expand to other...
Yes, we'll look at all avenues and aspects of it.
So the two met online. Was it an arranged meeting that we're aware of at this point? Was he supposed to be there? Or was this kind of a surprise visit?
That I'm not sure. That's still being investigated. They're looking into that.
There's going to be a lot of parents who, for lack of a better term, are freaking out about something like this because social media is so prevalent in our society. What kind of tips can you give to parents to avoid situations where their young juvenile daughters could be basically victimized in a situation like this?
Well, you're asking an old man something he doesn't know much about when it comes to these devices. Parents that are familiar with technology and these social media platforms, pay attention to what your kids are looking at. I understand there's different ways of blocking or monitoring. There again, I'm not sure, but parents need to pay attention to what their kids are looking at.
And this is very clearly a minor.
Correct.
13? She's 13.
She's a minor. She's a juvenile. Yes.
And are you aware if he knew she was a minor?
It's my understanding he was fully aware.
Could there be additional charges coming up?
Yes, there will be further charges. We anticipate more charges, yes.
How serious are the crimes in this case? People may not know jail time, anything like that. These are very serious.
These are very serious, very serious. He could go to prison for a long time.
Sycamore is a well-known brand. This story has had, it's very big right now. It's a huge story because it involves Sycamore. Is there any inclination from your point that the business or his family members were aware or involved in any way?
So far, the investigation, nothing. The wife, the business, nothing has come into play.
Take us back to that 911 call that originally instigated all this. Is that call going to be available? And if so, or if not, can you tell us the context of the call? What was said, the urgency of it?
Now, as far as when it'll be available, that I can't tell you. As far as what was said, I'm not even aware of yet of exactly what was said in the call. I've not been brought up to speed that much yet.
Did the call come from the parents, do you know?
I have no.
Came from the residents.
Yeah.
How is everyone doing? How is the minor doing? How are the family members doing?
As well as could be expected under the circumstances.
And were there any injuries that you can share at this point?
Not that I've been told.
Okay.
No.
Do we know how long the suspect was on scene at the girl's bedroom?
I do not.
And do you know if they've had a lengthy relation? No, I don't want to say relation. A lengthy, like, have they known each other for a long time? Have they been communicating for a long time?
That's still under, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I knew they were still analyzing.
Sure.
There was minor injury.
There was minor injuries? Okay.
Minor injuries to suspect?
Not under investigation.
Was he under the influence or drugs or anything?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Nothing.
This caught a lot of people by surprise just because of the charges and, you know, the distance between Charlotte and Stanley County. When you look at just the distance and the age gap and the evidence and what you know about the case, what does that tell you about potentially maybe there needing to be more investigation into, like, whether this is the first time?
Well, as far as a distance, the western part of Stanley County has become just a bedroom community for Charlotte. The western end of our county is exploding. But as far as the last part of your question, I don't quite understand.
You know, it's a man is accused of breaking into or entering a home without permission in the middle of the night, and he's accused of committing heinous acts.
Right.
Some people have said, you know, that doesn't seem like something someone randomly just decides to do on a whim.
Right.
Is that something you're looking into to determine whether this is a pattern of behavior?
We are, yes.
No, a lot of deputies coming forward.
Oh, yeah, we talked about additional victims. Yeah, through the investigation.
Yeah, but we're also encouraging anybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If there are any other victims, we definitely encourage them to come forward.
No, a lot of deputies, police officers, magistrates, they have kids of their own and they're trying to prosecute this. How tough is it to do the investigation knowing that you may have a son or daughter about that age, knowing that they could easily have been affected as well? I mean, it's got to take a lot of energy to kind of drive past that.
It does. You have to set aside your personal feelings. Years ago when I was a detective, you had to set aside personal feelings and just do your job. It's hard.
Is there anything else?
They knew each other for 2 weeks, met it online.
Yep.
So was this the first time he's made the trip that we know of to Stanley County?
Don't know.
We don't know.
Don't know. That's the problem. We don't know.
Do you know what time of the morning he was seen in the room?
I don't know.
Tom Couple was saying, it appears from the rough timeline that we have together, he was not in the home for a very long period of time. It's our understanding he was not there for hours and hours. I know you guys had some questions about advice to parents, advice to the community involving children, electronic devices, social media platforms. I do have Sergeant Vic Dunn here to be able to kind of address some of that with you, because that's more her specialty. If you guys would like that, if not, then
Sure. Yeah.
But I did at least want to make that available.
Yeah, that'd be great. Do you mind stepping up to the podium?
Come on, Carson. She's the expert.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, I wouldn't be a good sheriff if I didn't hire people smarter than me.
Do you mind saying and spelling your name and giving your title?
Yes, Sergeant Carson Vic Dunn, Stanley County Sheriff's Office. Yep, sorry.
Whoa.
Sergeant Carson Vic Dunn, Carson Karcin, Vic Dunn VICK-DUNN.
What should parents know, just in general, about the dangers of social media, especially as they're seeing this case in the news?
So we always recommend the common sense approach. We recommend parents opening communication with the kids so that the kids feel comfortable if something is going on that they want to feel comfortable talking to mom and dad about. Also, we recommend parents talking to kids about getting access to their phones. The parents not being locked out of the children's phones. Even sometimes that might look like a child having a time in which their phones get plugged up in a common area of a house. Maybe once a week talking about what other children that they've heard, like things that happen at school and what would we do as a family if that happened in our home. So really just a common sense, open line of communication. We always encourage that with parents and kids.
Great job. Thank you.
She's the smart one.
Anything else we didn't say that you think is relevant to the story?
I think right now, since it's still ongoing, I think that's about all we can do right now.
And is he cooperating with law enforcement speaking?
That'd be a question.
We don't want to lose that right now. Still an investigation.
Yeah.
I guess
It is his right not to cooperate.
Are you happy with, how the courts have played it? The $10 million secured bond is pretty high. Are you happy with
Absolutely.
how this is being handled?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, great job.
So one more thing that I am comfortable disclosing. He obviously, and I'm sure you guys have done enough research on he and his family to know that he does have a residence in Bermuda. So obviously, I would assume that because of the severity of the crime and him having a residence in another country, I think these all play into, along with the guidelines from Arenas Law, I think all of these things play into that bond amount, just because of the ability to leave the country.
Can you get a search warrant in Bermuda? Is that something you're
I mean, we have no, every nexus that we have is locally. As far as here or Charlotte.
Yeah.
We have developed no nexus that would have anything to do with Bermuda. Obviously, if it were to go there, we could leverage federal partners to accommodate those things, but I think that is, I don't think that's even
cross your mind at this point, yeah.
not at this point, because there's been virtually zero, or there has been zero nexus between here and there.
Yeah, and I think off record, it seems like his wife is the nexus in Bermuda. But again, she's a victim also, so we don't want to lose too much of that. So that's why the bond is not in Bermuda.
I mean, I'm assuming.
Definitely likely.
I think all of these things combined, the new, because of the class felony, how it falls under Arenas Law and some of the new bond changes, as well as severity of the crime, age of the victim, his ability to be a flight risk, both because of assets and having a home in another country. I mean, in my personal opinion, all of these things would have played a factor to a judge.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, so that is the Stanley County Sheriff's Office holding an update earlier today, breaking down the latest on the investigation of the now former co-owner of Sycamore Brewing, accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. All right, welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. So a federal judge today blocked U.S. immigration authorities on Friday from redetaining, I should say, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, saying she feared they might take him into custody again just hours after she had ordered his release from a detention center. Now, we heard from advocates, supporters of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, along with Kilmar Abrego Garcia himself. Let's take a listen in to what he had to say.
Kilmar, it's great to see you. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. This time he's going to get to stay home, right? That's right. The Trump administration's behavior has been nothing less than shameful, from start to finish. They stay after him because they knew they made a mistake when they took him away the first time, when they kidnapped him the first time, but they couldn't admit it. And they pretended like they couldn't bring him back from El Salvador because they said they didn't have the power to do it. 3 courts told them to do it. Even the Supreme Court told them to do it. They still didn't want to comply. But eventually they brought him back. But you know what they did then? In order to cover up the fact that they hadn't brought him before, they brought these fake charges down in Tennessee. The criminal charges. It's shameful. It's shameful. I think those charges are going to go the same direction that the James Comey and Letitia James charges went, right? That's right. Because they're all coming from the same place. So now he gets to come back today after the judge in Greenbelt said, and did she dress down the Trump administration or what? Did you read that opinion? Yes. She told them all about themselves and the misconduct and the way they evaded the law and been treating the law incorrectly and been acting illegally. So he's here today because the judge stood up in Greenbelt and said he should be here. A judge stood up in Tennessee and said he should be here. The Supreme Court said he should get his due process, and he's going to get that. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. And we're going to win this. Now, he's going to go in there in a minute. Last time we were here and they took him inside, he didn't get to come out immediately. But we keep winning. The judges keep telling them they're wrong. The judges keep telling them to stop breaking the law. The judges keep telling him to let him come home. Kilmar, welcome home. You're going to get to stay this time. When we fight, we win. And we will not stop fighting.
That's right.
Stay strong.
That's right. That's right.
We are all Kilmar.
Todos somos 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 Kilmar.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Kilmar Abrego García.
Good morning. My name is Kilmar Abrego García.
Estoy aquí como un hombre libre y siempre recuérdenme así, con la cabeza en alto.
I stand before you as a free man, and I want you to remember me this way, with my head held up high.
Hoy regreso con mucha gratitud y esperanza, con amor, que voy a entrar aquí y todo va a estar bien, confiando siempre en Dios, porque es el único que ha estado conmigo desde el día 1, incluyendo a mi familia.
I come here today with so much hope, and I thank God who has been with me since the start with my family.
Mi familia luchadora, incluyendo a mi pareja de vida, mi esposa Jennifer, que ella ha estado desde el día 1 y siempre ha estado aquí, aunque no esté presente, ella yo la llevo en mi corazón y en mi alma.
I thank God for all of the freedom fighters He has put in my life, including my life partner and wife Jennifer. Even though she is not here today, I know she is with me in spirit.
También a mi hermano César, a mi madre Cecilia, a mis hijos, a mis sobrinos y a toda mi familia.
I also give gratitude for my brother Cesar, my family, my mother Cecilia.
Estoy agradecido con toda la gente que me ha apoyado desde el día 1, que ha apoyado incluso a mi familia, mucha gente que Dios me la ha puesto en mi camino.
I am grateful and give gratitude to all of the people that have been fighting with me since day 1. who God has put in my life and my family's life.
Incluyendo a mi equipo legal, a mi sindicato ESMAR, todo grupo de casa.
This includes my entire legal team, my union, SMART, everyone at CASA,
todos los pastores, todas las pastoras, todas las iglesias, toda la gente que está orando por mí, por mi familia. Estoy completamente agradecido con ellos. Las oraciones tienen poder y Dios escucha.
to all of the faith leaders, to all of the churches, to everyone at home who continues to pray for me. I want you to know that prayer is powerful, and I am grateful for all of your prayers.
Ayer que fui liberado, lo primero que hice y lo único que hice es disfrutar a mi familia por estos tiempos que estamos viviendo, tiempos de Navidad, que la armonía, el amor, la paz, es amor estar en familia, y eso es lo que yo hice, estar con mi familia, que son todo para mí.
Yesterday I spent time and celebrated and enjoyed my family, who is everything for me, especially so close to Christmas and being in this holiday season.
Y ahora estoy aquí de pie frente a ustedes, y la lucha seguirá. Yo seguiré de pie, no le bajaré la cabeza a nadie, siempre estaré de pie sobre todas las injusticias que ha hecho este gobierno.
I stand here today with my head held up high, and I will continue to fight and stand firm against all of the injustices this government has done upon me.
Quiero también pedirle a esa gente que está pasando por situaciones que yo estoy pasando, mucha injusticia, detenidos, a esa gente que está detenida, a sus familiares, les pido que tengan fe, que es un proceso de Dios, cosas buenas vendrán a nuestras vidas.
I want to tell everybody who is also suffering family separation, God is with you. This is a process. Keep fighting.
Quiero que sigan luchando como yo lucho, que no bajen la cabeza a nadie, no bajen su mirada a nadie, siempre con fe. La fe mueve montañas, y sigan luchando. Esto es un caso que lo van a ganar, porque toda la injusticia se hará justicia.
I tell you to hold your head up high. Never hold your head down. Stand firm. Know that this is something that is called injustice, and you will win.
No importa lo que este gobierno diga, al final yo sigo creyendo que este es un país de leyes, un país de justicia, y sobre toda esta injusticia que se ha hecho, vamos a llegar a su fin.
Regardless of this administration, I believe this is a country of laws, and I believe that this injustice will come to its end.
Sigan luchando, no se rindan. Les deseo amor, justicia a todos, y muchísimas gracias a todos.
Keep fighting. Do not give up. I wish all of you love and justice. Keep going. Thank you so much.
And again, today, a federal judge ordered Friday that U.S. immigration officials could not detain Kilmar Abrego Garcia hours after his release from immigration detention. Again, you heard from him there. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. So earlier today, President Donald Trump held a bill signing ceremony. He also honored the 1980 Miracle on Ice Olympic team with a new gold medal. Let's take you there in case you missed it.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Well, this is very exciting. This was one of the greatest moments in the history of U.S. sports. I wouldn't say maybe for other countries that weren't so thrilled, but for U.S. sports. And we have a very exciting team of champions standing behind me. Mr. Attorney, could you read what we're doing right now and get it done?
This is H.R. 452, the Miracle on Ice bill. The United States Congress has authorized 3 medals to be struck commemorating the historic victory of the United States men's hockey team in 1980 at the Lake Placid Olympics, where they obviously defeated the Russians in the Soviet Union, in the famous Miracle on Ice hockey game. This will serve as a fitting commemoration of that incredible achievement and will hopefully be a lasting memorial of that achievement going forward, sir.
This was an amazing event. Pretty big, I mean, I don't know. There were some other upsets in the world. I haven't noticed them getting any of these, right? They're the only ones. That's great. We don't use auto pens here. It's a great achievement. Okay, wait a minute. There you go, Mike. Take that.
Thank you, sir.
So great, right? Most of these people are too young to remember that. But the real sports fans know it. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to have the media too. We're delighted to be joined today by true legends of American sports history, the heroes for the entire nation. The 1980 U.S. Olympic ice hockey team. This was one of the biggest moments that I've ever seen in sports, and I like sports. These are the men who gave us one of the most storied athletic wins of all time. It's called the Miracle on Ice, and I guess that's what it was. We're with us today by players like Jim Craig, Steve Janicek, Bill Baker, Dave Christian, Ken Morrow, Jack O'Callahan, Mike Ramsey, Neil Pratt, Mike Urizioni, Rob McClanahan, Buzz Schneider, Dave Silk, Phil Bercoda, and numerous others. And what I'd love to do, when you have all of these media people, it's a nice slow afternoon. Nothing's too slow around here. I think we just did a very good job with Thailand and Cambodia. We had them stopped, and I've been saying I stopped 8 wars, but they started shooting at each other 2 days ago. It wasn't good. And we got it, I think, straightened out today. So Thailand and Cambodia is in good shape. So we get a lot done. 8 wars. Nobody's ever stopped 8 wars. We have 1 more to go. The easiest one, I thought, would be a country that you're somewhat familiar with, Russia and Ukraine. But a lot of progress is being made even there. Could I ask you to just say your name? And if you have anything to say, you could say that also. And then we'll get on with reading some of the stats.
Yeah, my name's Ryan Suter. I'm here representing my dad, Bob, who passed away. It's a true honor for me to be a part of this, and thank these guys for allowing me to be a part of their team. And thank you for having this and hosting us.
Your father was some player, incredible player. Did you ever play ice hockey?
I did, yeah.
How good was he compared to his father?
I'm not answering.
Mr. President, Ryan just played 21 years in the NHL. He played 1,500 games in the NHL.
Pretty comparable, though, right? Better? You think better?
Yes.
You can say he can.
His dad was tougher.
I've heard he might be.
Dad was tougher, you're right.
Dad was tougher, but he's better. But you got good genetics. You had a great career. How long did you play?
I played 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you look pretty good for a guy who played 21 years. It's a rough business. Congratulations, and great father.
Thank you.
Great father. Please.
I'm Taria Lewis, and I'm here representing my dad, Mark Pavlich. I'm so honored to be here. I'm at a loss for words, to be honest. Like, I can't believe this is real. And I want to say to you, President Trump, I know so many people from Duluth, Minnesota that love you. And
thank you.
Here, thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
So, yeah,
And you had a great father,
thank you so much.
a great player.
So will miss you.
Thank you very much. Very serious. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Please, go ahead.
I'm Ken Morrow. An honor to meet you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
What a great win for our country, and if people don't remember, that's where the USA chant started in Lake Placid.
That's right.
Yeah.
I tried to take credit for that. You had to bring that up, didn't you? That's the end of that. That's all right. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Jim Craig, and it's an honor to be here. I'm so proud of all my teammates and what we were able to accomplish for our country. And when you get a chance to represent your country, whether it's in the military or a sport, and you do something really special like our team did and then be recognized many years later. So, Mr. President, I want to thank you for your courage that you show the country every single day.
Thank you.
And for making our country safe again.
Thank you. Yeah, we're doing that. I appreciate that very much. I didn't know you were on that team. Was Cash? Was Cash on the team?
I was the trainer. He was a trainer.
Great. Thank you for being here. He's doing a great job, too. That's awesome. Thank you, Cash, very much.
Buzz Schneider, Mr. President, thanks for having us here. Thanks, Congressman Stauffer, for writing legislation with Elise Smock and Tom Emmer. It's a privilege to be here, and we accomplished a wonderful thing, and I will say that I got 19 beautiful people I did it with. It was awesome. All good, solid people. Thank you. Thanks again.
They are. So you have to be solid. Thank you. Please.
Hi, I'm Neil Broughton from Minnesota. Thank you, Mr. Trump. It's an honor. You're celebrating us, and I can't believe I'm even here.
It's an amazing office. It's
unbelievable.
Everybody that comes here, they can. The biggest people in the world, they come into this place and they go, wow, it's the Oval Office. It's the most important office anywhere in the world, not even close. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, Michael Ruggioni, on behalf of the team, we have a replica hat that we wore at the opening ceremonies in Lake Placid.
Thank you.
We'd like you to have that.
Wow.
And more importantly, I don't think words can explain how proud we are for what you've done for our team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's see, what do I do with that strap?
There you go. Now we can take a picture.
Yes. You got to take a picture. You remember a certain governor in Massachusetts when they put that helmet on? That was not good. Michael Dukakis.
Yep.
They put that helmet on. That was the end of his political career. Okay. Hey, that's good.
But the honor that you bestowed upon our team is something that's incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I feel it.
Thank you.
Mr. President, hello, I'm Jack O'Callahan from Charlestown, Mass. And grew up on the battlefield of where the Battle of Bunker Hill was fought. And that's where it all started. And thank you so much for having us here. We're a bunch of proud Americans, and we're thrilled to be in your presence, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm thrilled to be with you guys, winners, champions.
Mr. President, my name is Steve Silk, and like Jack said, I'm a proud American. Thank you for having us here, and thank you to all that put this on for us. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, Bill. It's really nice. Thank you.
Mr. President, Bill Baker. I'm from Minnesota. I know that right now that doesn't ring very well. Hopefully we can get that turned around.
Do we have Somalians in the any Somalians on the team? I don't think so. Ilyan Omar.
The pride we felt in 1980 was incredible, and we are starting to feel that again thanks to your leadership. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, Minnesota's a great place, and this is a great leader right here from Minnesota. He loves it. Not happy with what's going on up there, and I think you'll take care of that situation. We're all with you.
With your help. Thank you.
No, you have my help. What's happening up there is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Billions of dollars have been stolen. Billions sent back to Somalia. And Tom can solve that problem better than anybody. And you have the go-ahead, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What do you think of this team?
This is the team that set the whole tone for this country back in 1980. It was the beginning of the great comeback, which, by the way, Donald J. Trump was the next beginning of the great comeback. So it's perfect that it's both you and this great team from 1980.
Thank you, Tom. You're doing a fantastic job. Really a great leader. We appreciate it, friend. And Jackie is have a great spouse.
Remember, that's her favorite.
That's true. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And Elise, everybody knows Elise. She's doing phenomenally well. A really tremendous congresswoman, and she's running for a little position called Governor of New York, and she's got a hell of a shot at it. That's all I can see. I see polls that look very good, and we could use you in New York. She's got a little competition and with a very good Republican, but she's a great Republican. So we'll see what happens, but Elise is respected by everybody, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. As the representative for Lake Placid, this is so meaningful to my constituents, and we are home of the Miracle on Ice, and it's wonderful to be here with these teammates who just stood so proudly for Team USA.
Thank you. Thank you, Elise. Thank you. Please.
My name is Dan Brooks. I'm the son of Coach Herb Brooks. It's an honor to be here, Mr. President. My dad, he believed. He believed in the American hockey player. He believed in his country. He loved this team. He loved his country. I wish he was here, but it's an honor for me to represent him. So thank you for having me.
Well, your father was a great guy. I knew him a little bit, and he was an amazing coach. What he did was just incredible.
He was tough, but fair.
He was tough? Was he tough on you? Yeah.
I lived with him 20 years.
But good. I was saying, my father was tough too. My father was tough, but good.
Yeah.
Right? They were good people. Thank you very much.
It was an honor to be his son.
Thank you very much. Yep. He'd be very proud of you right now.
Robert McClanahan from Minnesota. I'm just echoing everybody else's words. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be a teammate of this great team. It's all about we, and we're great teammates.
Yeah, that was really a perfect case of it.
Yep.
That team was a perfect case. Please.
I'm honored to be here. I'm representing my brother Mark, who died in 2024. I know he's looking down with a big smile on his face.
Great player.
Yeah, and I'm sure I am honored, and I know he would be too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Trump, Dave Christian from Warwood, Minnesota, Hockeytown, USA.
Canadian still? Is it?
It still is, but it's a privilege and an honor to be here with the greatest teammates anyone could have.
Thank you very much. Great honor. Great job.
Mr. President, Mike Ramsey. I'm also from Minnesota, and Minneapolis. It's not Hockeytown, Minnesota. It's an honor to be here with my teammates and you. This is awesome. Thank you.
Great to have you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, Steve Janaszak, also from Minnesota, White Bear Lake, Minnesota. It's not as big as it sounds. I backed up Jimmy Craig, and I want to thank all you guys for the job that you did. Pleasure to be a part of this team, and luckiest guy on this team.
Yeah. Jimmy Craig was pretty good, right?
I know goaltending, and he did an awesome job.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you.
Wow, I didn't know he had to talk. What do you think, Phil? I'm speechless, of course, but I'm Phil Bercoda, originally from Duluth, Minnesota, and certainly, like all the other gentlemen here, we're having a wonderful, wonderful day, and just seeing the history of Washington, D.C., and the invitation and the award is beyond what I can imagine.
Well, it's an honor, and so many people from Minnesota. It's something. Good hockey blood, huh?
Oh yeah.
No, so many people. A lot of the team. Congratulations. And Minnesota's going to be back, right?
It better be back.
Going to be back. Going to be back. You got a little bad governor up there, a couple of other little problems, but it's going to be back. And unbelievable people in Minnesota. 45 years ago, this tremendous group of collegiate players and amateurs faced overwhelming odds against the Soviet Union in Lake Placid Winter Olympics. They said it was the greatest team ever put together, the Soviet team. They weren't saying that about you, but you were damn good. And they were saying that team was unbeatable. The same month, the USSR's hockey team had crushed our squad. They did I guess an exhibition game of some kind, and it was not pretty, 10-3. And people were not even looking forward to this game, fellas, I hate to tell you. They liked it. That last 10 minutes were not fun. The Soviets had not lost an Olympic game since 1968, and they were coming off a 4 straight gold record, gold medals. In 64, they won the gold, 68, 72, and 76. Other than that, they weren't that good, right? They were great. And this was supposed to be the best team that they ever had. So it wasn't looking too sharp for our great champions behind me. As one American sports writer put it at the time, the whole world expected the Soviets to win, quote, unless the ice melts. So that wasn't a very good statement. But then it began. Despite the long odds, the Team USA blazed through the group stage, meaning other countries went through them pretty easily, advancing to a long-awaited rematch against the USSR. 3 times we went down by a goal. For most of the game, they were down by a goal 3 times, and then remarkable players put America back on top where we always wanted to be. Buzz Schneider, he scored the opening goal and a slap shot from 50 feet. That's a big slap shot. That's a big. How the hell did that happen? Was there goal? I thought they had a good goal.
They did have a good goalie. The pass came across the ice. I caught him going the other way.
It just happened, right?
Shot his
Miracle, they call it. Thank you. That's a long one, right? That doesn't. How often does a 50-foot shot go in? Not too much, right? Huh? That one. When you have a little extra power, you're strong. You were a strong guy. That ball, that's something. That puck was hit. We have a puck here. Does this mean anything, or is this something you just gave me?
I gave the FCI hockey pucks to the
well,
team.
that's good. That's nice. I'll put it here on top of a piece of gold. In the second period, Jim Craig withstood a barrage of shots on goal and kept the dream alive. That's the guy, right? And then after a goal from team captain Mikey Ruzioni, who's a fantastic guy, and I know him from outside of hockey. We played golf. We were in a golf team together, and we happened to win, right?
We did, sir.
We won.
Yes, we did.
I liked my partner very much. But he put us up 4-3 midway through the third. These fighters held on to the longest 10 minutes of their lives. They call it the longest, most horrendous, scariest 10 minutes. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Because you couldn't believe that you were there, right? And they're leading by 1, and they got 10 minutes, and just please. Did anybody pray? When you pray?
Doing everything.
I don't know. Did you have time to pray? I don't think you had a lot of time.
You just had to go out and play.
They're religious guys, but they didn't have a lot of time to pray. They were out of the edge. But to win one of the greatest comebacks in sports history really was amazing. The observers in the arena noted it was the first time in his life that he heard the chant USA, 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 which I don't like hearing because I tell people that that had to do with Trump in 2016, slightly after your big win, but no longer. That's the end of that, right? I can't use that one anymore. But I do remember them doing that exactly. For a long time they were doing that. This team united us and they inspired us. The United States was like brought to a level of sports that they've never seen. And they brought us Olympic glory that we celebrate to this day. Nobody thought it was possible. It really shows that, you know, anything's possible. Nobody thought that one was possible. But I want to congratulate you all. And now I'd like to invite Mike to say a few words. And then Congressman Stauber, who introduced. And then we're going to speak from a couple of other people. And I have to tell you, our leader, I have to say that Emmer is a very special leader, and I want you to maybe wrap it up and say something on behalf of your great state in particular, the country, but your great state in particular, okay? Thanks. So let's go, Mike.
Yes, again, Mr. President, to reiterate what we've all talked about, this is an absolute incredible honor. I've said this before. When you put a USA jersey on, you're playing for your country. You're not playing for your state, your town, or your city. And what an honor it was for us to put that jersey on and accomplish what we accomplished. I've always said the gold medal is something that's incredible, but this is the frosting on the cake. To receive an award like this, an honor like this, maybe this is it, guys. I don't think there's anything else we can get.
There's nothing else.
This is just incredible.
There's nothing else.
No, this is it, and thank you for making this happen.
That's great. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Pete? Yeah, right.
Mr. President, thank you for signing this piece of legislation. I first want to say, on behalf of Congress, I want to thank Lee Stefanik and Tom Emmer for being co-sponsors of this piece of legislation. I also want to thank my staff. Ali Esau in my office did a tremendous job getting this, to be able to pass the House and the Senate. I want to thank my staff. And Mr. President, it was 45 years ago, Friday, February 22nd, 1980, that the game of hockey changed. That was a 5 p.m. game. It was tape delayed. Those of us that were hockey players back then, this was a game changer. We couldn't find that USA jersey anywhere. It was sold out wherever it was. And so I'm very proud to have led this. And I would be remiss if I didn't introduce my younger brother, Rob, who was he was a gold medal coach for the 2018 Women's Olympic gold medal team in Pyeongchang. Sure. And Robbie's right over there.
Hi, Rob. Nice seeing you.
So, Mr. President, I will just say that I'm in awe of these hockey heroes, and as we move forward, they changed the game of hockey. It was a powerful, dominant performance that this country needed. They beat the powerhouse Soviets, and as you know, you're continuing to do that today, and this was a great start of it. And for me, I'm very just privileged and proud to stand with these Olympic heroes that literally changed a nation and gave us the strength that we needed at the time our nation needed it. And to know these men here, they're humble, the humility is through the roof. And I just want to thank you for signing this. This means a lot to me personally, but it means more to the team. When I talked to them this afternoon, this was as Mike just said, it's the cherry on top of what they did for this country. And thank you for signing it. And I appreciate it.
Well, we love it, and he was a really great hockey player, too. So let me ask you a question. Was your brother in this category of hockey player or slightly less?
You want to answer that?
Yeah. See,
he was smart. He was better than me. Robbie was a goaltender in the National Hockey League as well. So
wow, that's pretty good.
He was
Boy,
much better than me.
That's a lot of good genetics in this whole thing, but you were a hell of a player, too. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, people. So?
We're going to, Mr. President, we would like to do one more thing.
Oh, sure.
Take a photo with our hats off.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Fix my head.
Minnesota used to wear hats.
Okay?
Straighten it out.
Take a good one. You have Dan? Let's go, Dan. Get with it. Get with it, Dan. Oh, there we go. Good photography. You got a little off guard.
Could we move the legs up a little bit, please? Can we all move them just a little bit tight?
It's a good photo. Good idea.
A little bit more?
Indeed, I don't.
1, 2, 3. And one more.
So we're going to finish up with Tom Emmer, and he's been just a fantastic congressman, leader, person from Minnesota. Loves that state. Boy, do you love that state, and they love you equally as much. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I got to thank Pete Stauber as he's talking about humility. Pete Stauber actually was in the White House as a national championship captain of a national championship hockey team back in the 1980s.
Not bad.
This runs in the blood in Minnesota. This runs in our blood in Minnesota, but it's not about Minnesota, even though I will point out most of the guys are from Minnesota, but that's not the point. It doesn't matter if it's Massachusetts, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, wherever players came from back then, they were all Americans. That's what mattered, and they were an inspiration. And you know what it means to my state? It shows us that no matter how bad it gets, there's always a way to succeed if you're willing to try. And I think Mike Eruzione said it earlier. If you think you're going to lose, you're probably not going to win.
Right.
if you think you're going to compete and you're going to give it everything you've got, these men who are standing here and their colleagues who are not here, God bless them, those who couldn't be here and those who have departed, they reached the ultimate peak. And when they did it, as Pete pointed out, they lifted an entire country out of the ditch and set us off to an amazing several decades that followed. And it's not much unlike the 47th President of the United States. So I think it's entirely appropriate that you're doing this for these men. You're really doing it for the country. And God bless you, because Minnesota, I think, is going to experience a comeback because of
they're going to do it. Minnesota's going to come back. No, I'm so impressed that so many of these champions come from Minnesota. It's amazing. It's a great place. Thank you very much.
We engineered it.
The best players were from
I think
it starts again.
Well, thank you very much. Any questions for the? Let's go to the players first, if you could.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, it's a great honor to be in the room with all of you. I remember this game, and it had a huge impact on me. You're heroes of mine, and it's really an honor to be in this room. Mike Eruzione, I have to ask you a question. What did it mean? I realize it was the semifinal game, but what did it mean to you at the time to beat the Soviets, to beat the Soviet Union?
At the time, it gave us an opportunity to play for a gold medal. People always talk about the Soviet game, and I know how important the Soviet game was from a political standpoint. We didn't know it at the time, we knew it after. But if we don't beat Finland, we're not having this conversation today. We're not here. As great as the Soviet victory was, and it was an incredible victory, but if we lose to Finland, it would have been, God, if you only could have beat Finland.
What was the score?
4-2. We were losing 2-1 going into the third period.
That would have been a downer.
So
can you imagine?
We're not having this conversation. You are not inviting us to the White House. We are not receiving this honor if we don't beat Finland. So I think it speaks volumes of the team and the team that I played on to come back after such a great victory. We were ready to play Finland on Sunday. And I think, again, that's a tribute to the team and the type of players that we had. So years later, 45 years later, we realize how important that victory was against the Soviets. But I think a lot of us take great pride in knowing that we closed the deal by beating Finland.
If you didn't win that final game,
we're not in.
Nobody would.
We wouldn't have played.
You wouldn't be here. I would not have invited you. I would have said, "You got to be kidding."
Yeah, what happened to Finland?
Mike could be driving Uber.
It's very funny. A little twist of that. But you did win.
What's the lesson for Ukraine from this win from 45 years ago when you defeated Russian team against all odds?
Well, it's a very similar situation, isn't it? Let's see what happens. We're working on seeing if we can make a deal right now. We're gonna see. We'll soon know. I guess we're gonna see a lot of death. Last month, fellas, 25,000 soldiers were killed in Ukraine and Russia. 25,000. Can you imagine that? It's ridiculous.
Maybe we should send our team over.
If I could, you guys were a team of amateurs. What do you think about the NIL, the deals that are being made with players, and they're hopping around schools? What do you think about it? I get your thoughts on that.
My thoughts are I don't like it. I don't like the NIL. I don't like the portal. But that's the state of college sports today, and we have no control over that. I don't like it, and a lot of people that I've spoke to don't like it either. But we have no say.
Well, I think we maybe do have a say. I think that it's a disaster for college sports. I think it's a disaster for the Olympics because, we're losing a lot of teams. The colleges are cutting a lot of they would call them sort of the lesser sports, and they're losing them like at numbers nobody can believe. And they were really training grounds, beautiful training grounds, hard-working, wonderful young people. They were training grounds for the Olympics. And a lot of these sports that were training so well would win gold medals because of it. Those sports don't exist because they're putting all their money into football. And, by the way, they're putting too much money into football because colleges don't make, even the most successful universities don't make that much money. And you can't pay a quarterback $14 million to come out of high school. They don't even know he's going to be a very good player. I mean, they've tried a couple of times. $14 and $12 million. And a couple of deals like that, and the most successful colleges are losing money. And I think the NIL is a disaster for sports. It's horrible for the Olympics. And I think it's actually horrible for the players. And you're losing all of these great sports. They're not college football. Well, even basketball is being affected. Basketball second, but even basketball is being affected. They're putting all of their money in, and I know something about it. They will not be able to stop. You're going to have a college president. I'm telling you, sir, we give a guard $7 million, we're going to win the national championship, and they'll give them $7 and they won't win it. And even if they do win it, colleges cannot afford to be paying the kind of salaries that you're hearing about. And frankly, if you didn't have a very strong salary cap in sports, and even then, in professional sports, they'd all be out of business, everyone. You're going to have these colleges wipe themselves out. And something ought to be done, and I'm willing to put the federal government behind it. But if it's not done fast, you're going to wipe out colleges. They're going to get wiped out, including ones that do well in football. They can't pay $12 million, $14 million, $10 million, $6 million for players. They won't be able to stop. There'll always be that one player. If they only have that player, they're going to win the national championship. And they'll have 100 colleges thinking the same thing. Colleges cannot afford to play this game. And it's a very bad thing that's happening.
You talked about the Soviet Union, and I also want to ask about another country that you're targeting, which of course is Venezuela. Do you intend on seizing more oil assets from Venezuela and other tankers?
I wouldn't tell you that. I mean, it wouldn't be very smart for me to tell you that. You know, we're supposed to be a little bit secretive. You're a very big-time reporter, and I don't think I want to tell a big-time reporter or a small-time reporter that. But we are knocking out drugs at levels that nobody's ever seen before. We knocked out 96% of the drugs coming in by water, and nobody can figure out who the 4%. I wouldn't want to be the 4% either, but 96% of the drugs coming in by water. Every one of those boats you see get shot down, you just saved 25,000 American lives. But we knocked out 96% of the drugs coming in by water, and now we're starting by land, and by land is a lot easier, and that's going to start happening. And we're not going to have people destroying our youth, destroying our families. Thinking about youth, everybody. You ever see a family with the fentanyl or cocaine? Colombia has at least 3 cocaine factories. That's a different country. We're not happy about it, but we're stopping it, and we've stopped it now on water. You don't even find boats on water. You don't even see fishing boats on water. You want to go fishing in that area? Does anybody want to go fishing in that area? I don't think so. So I just want to say this. We have now a strong border. A year and a half ago, we had millions of people pouring through. Now we have nobody coming in through our border. And we have a strong country. We have a country that's respected, and we're going to keep it that way. And we're not going to let people kill 300,000 people a year with drugs.
Can I ask you one more follow-up question,
Yeah,
Mr.
please.
President?
The fraud that you've been pointing out, talking about in Minnesota specifically. There have been some reports resurfacing and circulating even by your own.
All right, so that was President Trump from earlier today honoring the Miracle on Ice team from 1980. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. All right, the Panthers are your first place team in the NFC South. America's team, as I like to call them, first place in the NFC South. They became first place because Tampa Bay Bucks, they lost to the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. All right, so look, job's not done yet, according to Kobe Bryant. I wanted to quote the great Kobe Bryant, job's not done. Panthers have the Saints this weekend. They lost in the Week 10 matchup at home, so now they travel to New Orleans, go to the Superdome. They face the Saints. So I got a chance to break down, like I always do each week, Thursdays at 9 p.m. with Eugene Robinson. All right, let's get to that conversation in case you missed it. Again, Panthers on a Plus, Week 15 edition. Welcome in Week 15 of the NFL season. Carolina Panthers play this week. Look, this is Panthers on the Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers preview. I got my Ball brother back.
You know that's right.
And look, we got to lock in, man. This is Week 15. We're off the bye week. I'm going to ask you a bye week related question later in the show. How are you feeling, man? Give me. We got a chance to watch the Saints and the Bucks duke it out in Tampa. What are your takeaways from that game? Because we see Saints this week, and then we see Tampa 2 times.
Well, one, it shows you that the Saints weren't no joke, and two, because they beat Tampa down in Tampa. It was also that didn't look like Baker Mayfield was on his game at all. Like he seemed to be off to me.
Yeah.
And I think that was also he's off a little bit because of the pressure they were able to put.
And that injury too.
Yeah. So he didn't seem to be at full strength a little bit. And I just thought the Saints went down in Tampa and won a game. I mean, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they should, but they are a lot better. And let me just say, maybe I underestimated Tyler Shuck. Maybe I thought that when they were waffling over what quarterback is going to be there, and they made a decision before our game that he's going to be the guy. Well, he's proven to be more than just a guy. He's proven to be a guy who's able to put some wins together.
What's worse, playing in the freezing temperatures or playing in like that sloppy, humid, wet weather? It was a sloppy game.
Yeah,
man.
Freezing temperatures. I just don't. I mean,
you told me about this Saturday.
Yeah, freezing temperatures. I'm glad they paid me because that's the only way I'm playing in these freezing temperatures. However, when a game is sloppy, when if the conditions are sloppy, it's sloppy for both teams. So you just know that going into it, and now it comes down to who makes the least amount of mistakes. The fact that Tyler Shuck can run, it's another dimension that he has. And I forgot LSU. I forgot that. Oh, hold on, he's a running quarterback. He got some skill level with his feet.
Yeah,
kind of remind me of Josh Allen. He's looked to be a big guy running the rock, dude, and running it effectively. So I think we got our work cut out for us as we go down to the Saints.
Yeah.
However, coming off the bye with the excitement of a Rams win, I bet you, and I know this for a fact, that locker room is excited to be in a position that they are in. We're 7-6. We're in a position. We're 7-6, right? 7-6. We're in a position where the narrative now is, hey, if you win a couple of more games and you beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you can find yourself in having a divisional home game, winning your division.
And if they lose another division game, I think they play the Falcons again.
They play the Falcons.
Then we just have to beat the Bucs.
Yes, we just have to beat the Bucs.
And obviously the Saints. For a young team like this, I know we say it all the time when it comes to veteran teams, that rest, that week of rest. What does that do for a young team like this?
For our team, it came at the right time because we needed to get guys healthy. We had J.C. Horn, which was one of our best corners, one of the best corners in the league, was in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
You gave him an extra 2 weeks to get ready, dude. An extra 2 weeks to let your head clear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
All right? There's talk about Hunt coming back.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm telling you, we were getting right and healthy at the right time because it's in December, and here it is. You win in November, win in December, you typically punch a ticket to the playoffs.
Right.
And now we're healthy. I'm just saying, dude, I like our chances going in down to New Orleans to go ahead and win a big game.
And that's why the NFL, and you can speak about this, man, obviously as a former player, man, it's so tricky because you can start so hot, right? You're so sure of yourself. You win that mid-year Super Bowl, right? The Colts, for example. And then injuries can just kind of tear things apart.
Decimate you. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
See, you're right, because what would you rather do? Would you rather want to be the team that started real fast and kind of just kind of coasted? And then here it is, like you see the Eagles, you see the losses that have been accumulating? Or do you want to be the team that comes out in November and December and you're hot? I would submit to you, I want to be November, December, because that means I'm playing really good ball, and that means I got a team, a collection of guys who are not hurt, who are battle tested and battle ready. The biggest thing that happens for teams is that because of attrition, you lose guys. You lose some of your top players. And Mike Evans thinking about coming back. I think Mike Evans is supposed to be coming back for Tampa next week, this week, coming up week. I mean, he's been out, dude. So when you're talking about that, dude, when you lose your players, we had Chuba hurt, we had Rico Dowdle hurt, and they were all both playing. They weren't playing at a full set. Now
they're healthy.
What?
They are healthy.
Man, please.
I'm glad I don't have to sign a 44-year-old quarterback. Sorry, Colts fans. But shout out to NC State. All right, so we know what the offense should look like. We have a blueprint of what the offense should look like. Balanced running attack. Even if Chuba and Rico are not getting 100 yards a pop, they are very vital in the passing game. We know Bryce being consistent in the pocket, not turning over the ball. We know what the offense should look like. However, we came off a big win against Green Bay and stunk it up against the Saints.
Yeah, because they loaded the box, and what they really dared Coach Canales, and they dared Bryce Young. Beat me with your arm.
Can Bryce Young beat them?
Yes, with his arm.
Has he proven that?
Absolutely. Bryce Young can beat you with his arm. He's proven that to me, no doubt about that. We've had some things that went wrong in that game and did not capitalize on. I'm like, this dude. Where are my Panthers at, man? This is the wrong team. Somebody stole these guys. Invasion of the body snatchers or something, right? But I think now where we are, and now as December, and you know, there's only 4 games left. You know that there's only 4 games left. It's done. And now you get a chance to really find focus. Every game is a championship game. And the fact that you are in the conversation, that is huge. And so I think you leave, they're going to do the same thing. Tampa Bay is going, the Saints are going to go ahead and load the box, try to stop Chuba, try to stop Rico, may have some success, and dare Bryce to go ahead and beat him. And now I'm going to tell you what. Jalen Coker, T-Mac, Leggett, who else? Mitchell Evans. Out the backfield, Chuba and Dowdle. Y'all got to eat. When you get the rock, you got to eat. When you you can't say this, I'll get the next one, or I'll catch the next one. You can't say that, not in that environment. You got to seize the moment. And so this is about being consistent, and I know we talked about that. How do you be consistent? Well, you seize the moment when you have the chance to go to make the tackle, to make the sack, to make the interception, to force the fumble, or to catch the ball, to move the chains. You seize that moment. Each individual seizes the moment, and when you're doing that, that's playing consistent ball. That's what they need to go ahead and do.
Making those plays in the red zone, also making those plays on 4th down, which we've been pretty good on those big plays.
I know.
Jalen Coker, man, he's making some big catches.
Jalen Coker, I thought before he got hurt, I thought he was the heir apparent to go ahead and be one of the starters. I thought it was going to be McMillan, Tetris McMillan, and Jalen Coker, and then I thought Leggett would be that third receiver. I still see that kind of look like maybe it's brewing. Jalen Coker can catch. He can catch.
Does he remind you of Muhsin Muhammad?
Muhsin Muhammad.
Because both big guys.
He got the big body. He got great hands.
Yeah.
You know, and he can post you up, dude. He can put you on his hip and post you up.
Oh,
you know,
man.
and so he can extend. And now, like, if I'm behind him and he extends his hands out this way, I got to go ahead and attack the elbow because I ain't gonna be able to reach the ball. All right, so you got to go ahead and do different stuff to go ahead and to make it bend. So you got to do all that type of stuff right there. He's that guy. He's the type of guy like when Olsen would do. Put a defensive back on his back. And then he said, okay, I'll just body you out. I'm just going to put you in the low post and box you out, dude. I'm going down in the low post like LeBron James, right there, and I'm passing the ball in, and ain't nothing you can do about it because he's a big body receiver. And that's a great thing. Rasim Muhammad had that.
I don't know if you could guard Jalen Coker, man. I don't know. In your prime, I don't know.
Oh, hold on. My prime? Oh, please. Hold on. You go back right now? No.
No. The way they signed old quarterbacks, hey, man, they might.
In my prime? No, that's a different story right there. I'm sorry, Coach. I'm sorry, Coach. You're going to lose that battle. I'm sorry. It ain't going to happen. Not on my watch.
I just had to get Eugene
started.
I had to get
I'm
Eugene.
sorry, man. You going to win that battle. Not my prime. I'll holler at you, dog.
Speaking of those veteran defensive players, I got to mention Demario Davis, Chase Young, Cam Jordan. They gave us fits.
Always. That group is no doubt.
How do we compare? Is it getting the ball out quicker? Is it just, you know, hey, man, if the run game is 2-3 yards a pop, just keep feeding the rock to Chuba and Rico?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have 28 sacks or maybe 33 sacks, that group.
Yeah,
right?
it's a pretty good group.
It's a pretty good group, but it's probably down from what they typically will end up with. We have to protect against these guys.
Yeah.
They're really good. But I think what we did, the fourth down plays that we did against the Rams. Yeah. Both fourth down plays, right? The one to Jalen and one to
Coker.
to Matt.
T-Mac,
right?
Yeah.
The blocking was extraordinary on them because they did 2 deep over routes. Okay, a deep over. I got Leggett coming from this side, going to end up on the other side of the field, and I got McMillan coming from this side, right? McMillan's high, Leggett is lower, right? It looked like they're about to run into each other, right? For that play to develop, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. It's going to be about 3 seconds for you to go ahead and cross and to get to where you need to get to. Across the field. Right there with a guy, and you got a guy that's chasing you. T-Mac had a guy that was right in his hip, and then Bryce Young, to Bryce Young credit, he throws him open. What do I mean by that? He makes him, as he's going on his route, he throws the ball deeper and down the field. Not across the field, but down the field. McMillan adjusts his route, and now he stacks the defensive back. Now the defensive back is behind him, and now he's pulling away from him. I'm like, dude, that's a beautiful play and beautiful recognition by Bryce and our T-Mac to be on the same page to go ahead to adjust the route on the fly.
And it's, like you said, throwing your receiver open, giving your playmaker a chance to make a play.
You know what? Steve Smith Sr. said this too. I thought the same thing. I was a big fan of where's that linebacker, where's that edge rusher in the draft. I want that cat right there. I'm a defensive cat. So I'm like, hey, I want that dude. I take it back. Dan Morgan, you know what you're doing. Dave Canales, you know what you're doing. You don't need my help at all because Tetairoa McMillan is the right choice. That young man right there has changed the face of that receiver core. He's that guy. So other teams, when they look at him, they go like this, hey, they got a guy. They got a guy. This is a dude we got to be worried about. This dude right here will eat you alive. And that's what he's done. He's been able to bring some vitality, some vibrancy, and some confidence to Bryce Young and also that receiving and quarterbacking crew.
Look, we may not need you in the draft room. We need you here, Eugene. We need you here, man. You're about a part of the show, man.
I hear you, dog.
I'm just saying.
We break it down, dog.
We break it down. We'll break down some more. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back here at Panthers on the Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers Preview Week 15. We'll be right back. And that's just a little bit of our segment. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Let's get back to Panthers on the Plus with myself and Eugene Robinson, Week 15. Let's take a listen in. Maury, welcome back. J.C. Horn, welcome back. Looks like Roseboom. What do these guys mean? What does it mean to have these guys back Week 15 against the Saints?
Wow, I'm telling you what, being healthy as a ball club, that your coaches can count on you when they draw a play designed for you to go ahead and shine, it's huge.
Yeah.
You're when you get an injured player, it limits what you can do. Yeah, you do kind of the same things,
right,
but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Derek Brown going out the game is not the same. J.C. Horn going out of the game, all right, Thornton comes in the game, does a wonderful job, right? But it's not the same.
Yeah.
And so what coaches love, they love stability and they love consistency. They love knowing that I can count on this dude right here, because that means I can call these kind of plays for this cat, this kind of plays for this cat, this kind of plays for this cat. Now getting these guys back in the mix, they can go ahead and say, let's unleash these boys. Let's go ahead and do this, because we can do the things that we wanted to do, and we're not limited to it by personnel and by choice of personnel. So I love the fact that we got guys coming back. The great thing about Roseboom is that he got a motor that don't quit. That dude is all over the field at the linebacker spot, right? And it's almost like he's too aggressive and too impatient.
Right. I think you mentioned that earlier in the season.
It's almost like he's too aggressive, but I can always dial that back, but I can't dial it up.
Yeah.
You know, and so having him back in the mix, this and that, I think you get to use some of that aggressiveness. Guess what? If I'm Coach Gerald, I'm sending Roseboom off the edge, down in the A gap.
They have been sending Maury.
Yeah, you got Mary. You got what's the name? I'm sending them boys, man. I'm gonna let them dudes eat, and I'm gonna get in the face of Tyler Shuck, dude. Shuck. Guess what? You're gonna see a dude in your face. You're gonna have a dude in your face.
Is that the key to get a young guy who is? Panthers are confident, but the Saints are confident. That young quarterback is also confident, and he's also looking back like, man, we got our first win against the Panthers. I can do this again. Getting pressure on him is just
but the same team that you play again is not the same team that you played the first time.
Okay.
It's not, because they do the self-scouting and they look at the game and they say the places where they messed up and they go like this, okay, we're going to shore this up. Oh, we should have attacked here. Oh, we should have done this.
Yeah.
Look, when the Carolina Panthers go back and look at that 17-7 game, they're going to go like this. Man, we missed an opportunity here. There's an opportunity here.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity here. Boom. Shall we go ahead and not try those things again, given the same defenses, or maybe doing like a little twist of it?
Yeah.
Of course. They're going to do all that stuff. And those plays would have been consequential if we would have made those plays. Of course they would have been.
Yeah.
And so when we're looking at this, it's not the same. Now, the great thing about this game, it's a divisional opponent. Throw records out the window. This is a fight, dude.
Oh, yeah. It's a dog fight.
It's a dog fight.
What is it like playing
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. You're going to punch me in the mouth. You punch me in the mouth, it's going to be some, you're going to get a 1-2 punch, a 3-piece combo, dude. You're getting a 3-piece combo.
With a biscuit on the side.
With a biscuit on the side.
Hey, man, don't forget my honey either.
Oh, yeah, watch out now. But you're going to get the 3-piece combo, though.
But what is it like to play inside the Superdome? Because the Panthers, it's hard. That's been one of our divisional opponents since the early 2000s that we have not had good luck against historically. But playing inside the Superdome,
and Bryce has not had great games against them historically.
His first game ever against the Saints, boy.
So Bryce is looking to go ahead and rewrite that narrative, no doubt. But to play in that stadium is very, very loud.
Yeah,
the sound bounces off everywhere. From the top to the sides, it's a crescendo of noise.
Yeah.
It just is. It's not as loud as the Seattle Seahawks stadium, but it borders on jet plane loud.
Whew.
Like being behind a jet plane and here, it's like that.
So Trevin Wallace, the guy who was wearing the green dot,
hand signals.
Okay.
Hand signals. So they'll be working on that stuff all week long. Hand signals. They would have been talking about this. Hey, now here's the thing: when the offense is on the field, the Saints offense, it's gonna be quiet.
Oh yeah.
So you can talk. However, when the Panthers are on the field, it's going to be loud. So it's going to more so affect the offense, then it will affect the defense.
What guy we got to talk to about that offense? Chris Olave, man. He had a great game against us in Week 10. I know you said the same team. They're not the same team coming in from different weeks, but man, he had 100.
But they took the shot.
Yeah, and I think JC gambled a bit, and I get it. As a corner, you want to kind of bait the offense.
Well, I don't think it's that JC baited him as much as JC, I thought, employed the wrong technique. JC, they running down on that go route. They're running and they're looking at each other face to face. The ball's coming in here. He's running. He can see and he can go ahead and lean and look at the ball. What happens when you lean to look up at the ball right here? You start to go ahead and get out of sync with the run. And dude, all it takes for me to do is this. If I put my hand on you just ever so slightly, just a little hand check, that little bump will push you off. He ended up slipping and falling, right?
Yeah.
Now, I contend this. If J.C. Horn's running and he decides to put his back, as he's done before, and run down on that go route, and now he takes his elbow and he can go ahead and guide his elbow on him, that's a different thing. Now Olave got to put a Randy Moss on you, but the way J.C. Horn has been playing and the way he's been jumping and he's been timing the ball, that's an interception. That's not a push down for a touchdown. That's not that. Or the bump into for a touchdown. I thought he just employed the wrong technique. I think he changed that technique up when he's down the field on him.
I was about to say, what's the mentality going into that week? Are you like, man, I know I had a bad game or I didn't have a great game against our divisional opponent, and man, they made me look bad on film.
Pride.
Okay.
This is about pride because here it is. Everybody saw it.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Oh yeah, we saw it.
Look, when you do something that everybody sees and everybody wants to go ahead and chime in about how awful that you were or this, that, that stays with you. And guess what? When you get ready to play that team, it's going to come back up and go like this. Hey, man, want you to do. Hey, man, that the cat who did. Man, it shouldn't. Dude, that looked like the dude. He had the ball head. Yeah, he was wearing number 53. So they remember that.
Yeah.
You remember it. And no way, you're waiting to change the narrative because you're a professional football player.
Yeah.
You're the best at what you do. I know that J.C. Horn is a circle like this. You wait till I see Olave again. I know he has to say that to himself. And Jack said to himself, when you come on my side, you wait till I see him.
Because Mike Jack is looking like, I don't want to jinx him, but he's looking like a number one quarterback on any other team.
Dude,
right now.
He's like, Mike Jack has thrown down the gauntlet and said to all the receivers, look, if you think it's just J.C. Horn with the 5 interceptions, I got 3 of these joints right here. But when I'm covering people, you better make a fantastic catch because guess what? You ain't going to get nothing. Don't forget, Puka Nacua caught that ball towards the end, down the field near the end zone with that one-handed catch. Dude, he brings that in, but Mike Jack was with them the entire time was knocking the ball out. That was a great catch.
Great coverage.
Right? So no one said, hey, great coverage.
Yeah, they
just said great catch, right?
Catch of the year.
I know, great coverage, but I'm a defensive back. I'm like, dude, I'll take that coverage all day long when you're making a receiver make the most incredible catch of his career, or one of the most incredible catches of his career.
Who needs to step up on that defense? Because Derrick Brown has been Superman on that defensive line, but we're not really getting a pass rush. That's my opinion. But who needs to step up?
I think that it's going to come down like Nick Scorton.
Yeah.
I think I need to see even more off the edge. DJ Wanham. I need to see more off the edge because I believe that you're going to see backers up in the A gaps, people mugging, getting close to the line of scrimmage and that. And what that's going to do is going to make everybody go single on the offensive line, one person blocking whoever. And then now you're on the outside. I need you to be like a Mike Rucker.
Okay.
I need you to be like Julius Peppers, but like maybe a lesser Julius Peppers.
Play big, but they're agile.
If you're putting pressure on the quarterback, if you're getting a hit on the quarterback, even if you don't get the sack, but you're putting that pressure, I guarantee you Tyler Shuck will be uncomfortable, and he's not going to be able to set his feet, and he ain't going to be able to find Olave like he without the pressure on him. You got to put pressure on the quarterback. So I think it's incumbent, imperative, crucial, vital, all those important words, that the guy who's on the edge, DJ Wanham, Nick Scorton, Emilion, or whoever on the edge, dude, you got to go ahead and get that sack, dude.
Oh, man.
You got to get your Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, Julius Peppers, Mike Rucker. You got to get that on.
Come on, man. Come on, defensive line. I believe in you. I know you're young, but I believe in your defensive line. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with some quick hitters right after the break. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. Let's get back to my conversation with Eugene Robinson. Panthers on the Plus, Week 15. Panthers preview. I'm excited, man. We playing football this week. All right, Week 15. I got my ball brother in, Eugene Robinson. Time for some quick hitters. All right, a lot of hype around the Panthers. How do you avoid the noise, man?
Coach Canales has been he's been really talking about all week long. This is a championship. The last 4 games.
Yeah.
You got to think every game is a championship. The excitement level that's in the locker room right now, coming off a bye and coming off a win, guys could not wait to get back to go to work because they realize what's in front of them. Seeing something that's a little bit more tangible in front of you is different from in the beginning of the season and not being able to see that. You're just kind of going through the motions a little bit. Now that you do see what's at stake, that you do have you can take a bite of the pie or a slice of the pie, it's a different mentality. And now I think you see a different team. So to your point is that I think this is a totally different team. It's not the same. This win against the Rams was consequential, and it was huge because it said you belong, and it said that you're one of the teams to be reckoned with.
Oh, man. 4:25 kickoff. We haven't gotten a lot of 4:30 kickoffs playing in New Orleans. Does that play a factor in getting ready? Because we're used to this 1 p.m. kickoff.
Man, we'll play you anywhere. We'll play you in the snow. We'll play you on the cement. We'll play you over there. We'll play you at Memorial Stadium. We'll play you at Bank of America. Where we at? It don't even matter because what supersedes all that of where you're playing at is the fact that you can punch a ticket to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dude, knowing that that's the end goal and it's tangible totally trumps where we play at. We can play anywhere you want to go ahead and play. Out in the parking lot, do it WCNC. We go ahead and get down right there.
Sideline bus, baby.
Hey, sideline bus. We get down with you right there.
Oh, man. Okay.
Don't matter. Don't matter.
Don't matter. X Factor this week for the Panthers.
The X Factor, I think, is going to be this 2. I think that the Saints are going to go ahead and say, Bryce Young, we don't believe that you can beat us. That's what I think they're going to say. So we're going to load the box up. We're going to try to stop the run. All right, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
8 men, try to stop the run, and see if you can go ahead and beat us on the outside. We don't think your receivers can beat us. We don't think that you can go ahead and beat us. I think this also is going to be about Coach Canales. One of the formulas that we were able to go ahead and do is we were able to control the clock.
Yeah.
Third period against the Rams, we had it for like 12 minutes.
The best quarter of football probably.
Dude, we ran the ball 35 times.
Yeah.
Dude, so I think this is going to be the Bryce Young, also Coach Canales, and what you're able to do offensively. That's what's going to be, I think, the referendum on them.
Oh, look, we're going down to SEC country, and who dominated the SEC? You got it, Bryce Young. I'm just putting that. out there.
Yeah, you put it out there. Hey, Bryce Young is familiar with that. And see, Bryce Young is not. It's going to be a huge crowd in there, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be loud.
Yeah.
Dude, man, the dude, he used to that, dude.
He used to that.
What?
Come on, man.
Huh? What?
We used to this.
What's going on? I'm used to this, dude.
We used to putting on a good show.
So it's going to be
Yeah.
Don't forget, the Saints play is a tough place to play, no doubt about it. But it's not like you're not playing for something.
Yeah.
It's totally different if we about to play the Saints and we're 3-10 or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we're 3-10. Totally different attitude, totally different thing. We're going like this. Hey, if we win, it is what it is. We got what we got.
Yep.
Our season ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
That settles in. That's not what it is. That's not the narrative right now.
Look, we're in the final stretch of the season, and make sure you hang with us.
Hang with us.
Panthers on the Plus each Thursday night, 9 p.m. with my ball brother.
You know that's right.
Eugene Robinson. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week with hopefully.
I hope some good news for you.
Good news. Some good
Don't
news.
nobody bring me no bad news. No bad news. You don't know nothing about that. That's weird.
I don't. We'll see you next week. Actually, I do know about The Wiz. I thought he said something else at the time, but I do know about The Wiz. For those at home watching, I do know about The Wiz. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. So earlier we heard from Representative Hakeem Jeffries. Let's take a listen in to what he had to say earlier today.
And it's further evidence of the fact that Republicans never intended to keep their promise to lower costs on day one, because they haven't done a damn thing to make that happen.
Leader Jeffries.
Hold on.
Mr. Leader.
Who's speaking?
Mr. Leader, can I just ask, yesterday you voted present on this effort on the motion to table the impeachment resolution against President Trump. A number of your Democratic colleagues did as well. Do you think that the president has committed impeachable offenses?
We issued a statement on that motion to table, and that statement speaks for itself. Thanks.
Leader Jeffries, thank you very much. Eric Christie with The Independent. Just now, the Oversight Committee released more photos and more documents from the Epstein files. We have 7 legislative days until the Department of Justice. Why was it important to release those documents and those photos? And what else should happen if the Trump administration doesn't comply? What can Congress do if Congress doesn't comply with this? Or the DOJ doesn't comply with this?
Well, the so-called Department of Justice under the Trump administration needs to comply with the law, and we as Democrats, led by Robert Garcia, the top Democrat on the Oversight Committee, are going to continue to make sure that we're holding this administration accountable. These people who are part of the Trump administration, including Donald Trump and J.D. Vance himself, all said for years that they wanted to release the Epstein files. Then they come into office and do the exact opposite. Obstruct and obfuscate, hide stuff from the American people. All we want is full transparency so that the American people can get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's what the Epstein survivors deserve and have demanded. And we're going to make sure that the Department of Justice complies.
Thanks, Leader Jeffries. You say that at least 4 Republicans are needed to cross the aisle to get health care done. Well, there are nearly a dozen Republicans who have signed on to the discharge petition for both the Fitzpatrick bill and for the Gottheimer bill. Why not endorse one of them or both of them and encourage your members to sign on as well to get the ball rolling in that respect?
We're actively reviewing those 2 discharge petitions, and we'll have more to say about it early next week. But what is clear, time is running out. Where were these Republican ideas over the last several months? You know what? They were so busy shutting the government down. Donald Trump's busy playing golf. They could find $40 billion to bail out their right-wing dictator friend in Argentina. They're pardoning people like George Santos and Rudolph Giuliani. And they're running around trying to promote their one big ugly bill, which enacted the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. That's what got the ball rolling on the Republican health care crisis. And as a result, hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health centers are closing all across the country, including in rural America. They ripped food assistance out of the mouths of hungry children, veterans, and seniors, and they did all of that with great urgency so they could reward their billionaire donors with massive tax breaks. And they made those tax breaks permanent. And now at the 11th hour, they're scrambling. It still remains the case that the most direct path forward is a straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. And there's one discharge petition that does that. And it has 214 signatures. And all we need are 4 Republicans to join us.
Just to follow up on that, though, I understand that your ideal path is a clean extension, but Republicans have made clear that they will not go for a clean extension. So would you be willing to settle for something that's not a clean extension in the name of saving these subsidies?
We're going to evaluate every single good faith proposal, but it has to meaningfully provide certainty to the American people who are at risk of having their health care ripped away from them. These Republicans made those massive tax breaks for their billionaire donors permanent. And we've said from the very beginning, we just want to make sure that everyday Americans, middle-class Americans, working-class Americans have a similar level of certainty. That's not too much to ask for in the wealthiest country in the history of the world.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries. Yesterday, President Trump signed the executive order on artificial intelligence seeking to block the states from regulating the AI. Specifically, and I want to ask you about specifics in this EO, it directs DOJ to create a litigation task force and challenge any state that they view doesn't comply with whatever the national standard is. It also gives powers to Secretary of Commerce to impose restrictions on state funding and also aims to regulate truthful output. So my questions to you, I have several. First, what is your position on the EO? Should Americans be concerned that the AI policy is being set through executive order instead and litigation instead of open debate in the Congress? If this approach becomes a standard, what is going to stop any future president from using DOJ to go against and challenge any state law they want? And finally, is this EO about innovation, or is it about expanding presidential powers?
Well, Donald Trump has tried to conduct himself like a wannabe king from the very beginning. The American people are clearly rejecting that approach. And on artificial intelligence, this is a complicated thing, a transformative innovation that has the possibility of bringing great societal benefits, particularly in the areas of medicine and education, as it relates to reaching young people who live in historically under-resourced parts of the country. But at the same period of time, it's our view that this transformative technology in the hands of bad actors presents risks of creating societal harm. And this is why a thoughtful approach is needed. Not a my way or the highway executive order. In our view, related to Donald Trump's most recent action connected to artificial intelligence, is that he doesn't have the authority to do it. And ultimately, it's going to get struck down in court.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Some members of your party are calling for the abolition of ICE following the administration's very aggressive crackdown on illegal immigration. Is that a viewpoint that you believe has a place in your party right now as Democrats strive to take back power after the midterms?
Who exactly has made that?
Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez has, Congresswoman Delia Ramirez has, also Patty Garcia, who is running to replace Chuy Garcia, Graham Plattner as well. They have said that this should not exist and it should cease.
Yeah, I haven't had the conversation with any of those individuals about their perspective. What we do know is that the American people believe that Donald Trump's deportation efforts have been completely and totally out of control, unacceptable, and un-American. That's the reality of what Donald Trump has unleashed on law-abiding immigrant communities all across America. And the American people are rejecting it, which is why Donald Trump is also underwater in terms of public approval on immigration. Now, we believe, as Democrats broadly, that we need a strong and a secure border consistent with our history and experience as a nation anchored in the rule of law. Donald Trump doesn't believe in the rule of law, and neither do his sycophants who serve in Congress, who fail to understand that we're a separate and co-equal branch of government, not a wholly owned subsidiary of the Trump cartel, because that's how they behave. So we believe in the rule of law, and part of that is a strong border. But at the same period of time, we're a nation of immigrants. And so we're going to continue to defend dreamers, defend farm workers, defend farm country, defend law-abiding immigrant families and communities across the country who are part of the ingredient of American exceptionalism. That's our position. And we do have a broken immigration system. Everybody thoughtful who's taken a look at it understands that. But the way to solve it is not a my way or the highway approach, and it certainly is not the Trump deportation machine. He promised that he was going to target violent felons. No one would have any issues with that. He's not deporting violent felons. He's deporting law-abiding immigrants, veterans who served this country, children who are actually American citizens, grandmothers and grandfathers, gardeners, and communities across the country are rejecting it.
Mr. Leader, as sort of a follow-up to that question, today Congressman Abe Hamadeh is inviting families who've had family members killed by undocumented immigrants to the Capitol.
Who is that?
Abe Hamadeh of Arizona.
Okay.
And I want to ask about 2026 and how you're encouraging border state Democrats to respond to messaging such as this, because it was a big issue in 2024, and it appears that some Republicans are ready to message on it in 26.
We'll let border state Democrats speak for themselves. And
As the party leader, as a leader.
I've got great confidence in them. I think I just articulated our view on immigration generally, and that, I believe, is a position that's broadly held by Democrats all across the country. Listen, Republicans are desperate to try to find a path out of the electoral disaster that they're experiencing right now. This year has been a complete and total failure for the American people. And Republicans are on the run. The reason why this whole gerrymandering scheme was launched is because Republicans know that if a free and fair election were held, they're done in the House of Representatives. It was always a myth and a fantasy that some big mandate was attached to what happened in November of 2024 that we never bought into. Why? Because we were only 3 seats short. This is the closest majority that any party has had since the Great Depression, and it's all now falling apart. And everybody sees it. And they can't project this fake strength to the American people anymore because they failed the American people on the economy, on health care, and the extremism that has been unleashed on the American people is completely and totally unacceptable. So our view generally, as Democrats, we're going to solve problems for everyday Americans because we believe in this great country of ours. You work hard, you play by the rules, you should be able to live the good life. An affordable life, a comfortable life. Good paying job, good housing, good health care, good education for your children, and a good retirement. Which means to my Republican colleagues, keep your extreme hands off of Social Security and Medicare at all times. And far too many people in this country, wealthiest country in the history of the world, are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck because there is an affordability crisis. It's not a scam, it's not a hoax, it's a crisis. And Democrats are committed to doing something about it. Republicans continue to bury their heads in the sand. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that was Representative Hakeem Jeffries. All right, so again, answering questions from the media there, speaking earlier there in D.C. All right, thank you for joining us here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. We do this each weekday night, 7 and 9 o'clock. We have the latest breaking news here on the show, so make sure you download WCNC Plus for the latest updates, development stories, all that, even breaking news here on Live Impact News. All right, that is our time. Make sure you catch us at 11 o'clock here on WCNC Plus and on WCNC Charlotte for the newscast at 11 o'clock. Have a great night, everyone.